Hello everyone, Snipe Trading here. Today is March 18th. I'll be going over my recap for today. I'm gonna start trying to incorporate some of the, lessons learned and part of my strategy into these day trading recap. So if you want to continue following along, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to know when I'm live. Okay, let's get started here. So starting from today, I'm up a total of 562 or 565 on the recap, trading pretty much I think like 10 stocks today. Most of the winnings were on the short side. Today's topic would be the importance of stop loss. So I'll try to incorporate that with the trades. So starting from the top here is VUZI, VUZI. So this was I had a really nice entry, but I need to learn to trail, a little further. And the reason behind this entry was, here's some stuff here and kind of zoom in. So it broke high of day, so it had an extended flag. So if you kind of know my trading style, a flag that is extended on the hourly after lunchtime, usually the second half of the trading days, typically it won't go as far because it's too extended on the upside and it need a correction to the hourly before it can go higher. So this flag here, potentially you could probably buy this flag for a quick scalp, which I sometimes do. But the risk, is higher. You can very well go down, just like what you see here. So initially I was short bias here after this fell flag. You got one big volume bar on that break of the flag. And then I saw an inverted cup and handle for this reversion to the 5-minute EMA. So there's the reversion, tested the 5-minute EMA, and that's where I covered. So this was you can see only had 4 shares there. I didn't get that many shares filled during this test. So I went in a little early for this trend line break. But it could have been a decent scalp there, but I only had 4 shares, so pretty much I made like 30 cents on here or something. But my bigger trade was later, a few minutes later. So what I saw here was pretty much lower highs, and this is the lower high that got me interested. So when that confirmed that the high there and it was breaking this trend, that's where I sized in a bit there. And I took profit when it was reaching the 15-minute EMA. So I was actually watching this for a potential like retest of this area of this resistance. Support becomes resistance to kind of re-add, but I didn't get that opportunity to. So I ended up trailing all the way back to the hourly, which was a pretty good trail had I trailed it. But I took profits on the 15-minute chart. I was hoping for another maybe flag break on the 15-minute to go back down to the hourly. So when you're looking at these charts, the most common thing you'll see is a lot of these charts will tend to gravitate towards the hourly, which is the orange EMA line, orange line on my chart here. That's the hourly 9 EMA. So this was a decent win on VUZI for $239 there. So next trade is EXPR. So importance of stop. So let's keep that topic in mind as we going through the recap here. And so here, and also I like taking profits once it hits my target because it can bounce, but in in VUZI's case, it continues to go down. Didn't give a a little pop. But here I saw a little bit extension on the 5 minute, so there's a potential profit on the downside to the not 15 or the 5 minute 90 EMA. So I saw a cup and handle here and break of it. At first I saw this here, this cup. Went ahead and shorted there for this break. Went in a little too early, didn't break, and it kind of squeezed a little bit here. So I stopped out there. So importance of stop. So it's okay to take a small loss, and because this could very well continue like this and go higher. But yeah, once I saw this weak upper wick, and then this created a lower high, went ahead and continued short there and added more, and then pretty much cover on the target of the 5 minute. So because this was extended, you can see it's mid-air on the 5 minute chart. It's going to be there's going to be a reversion back to the 90 EMA. So that's where I like to take my profits, and if it sets up again, I will probably short again. But yep, good spot to take profit. And what did it do? It trend higher. So that'll say short and then cover. So next trade, so that was $136 on EXPR. Next trade is BKYI. So BKYI, so this was also a 1 minute extension shorting to the 5 minute. So you can see here, pretty much the same thing. Extension, 5 minute, thin air. Look for a inverted cup and handle. Short of that cup break, cover on the 5 minute, the next EMA. And so I made $99 there on BKYI. Had it kind of give a bounce here. It's a potential re-add, and then it might trend lower. But if it doesn't give me a bounce, I can't go in unless it consolidate a little longer here, and then it'll give you a bear flag, and then you can break the sell there, short there. So that's BKYI for $99 win. Next trade is HIG for $91 win. Almost the same stuff. Shorting the 1 minute chart pattern and taking that short into the 5 minute trend. So you can see the same patterns over and over again that I trade on the short side, same patterns. And this was a $91 win on HIG. Hello, Detox Mingo. Next trade is UPST. So UPST, trade this for a $57 win, but for some reason I don't have my entries on here for this stock. Let me try to open it on my other screen and see if it shows up there and load, but I'll go back to this. So JFU $30 win. Same pattern, but this is a 5 minute reversion to the 15 minute chart. Detox, I trade using only the 9 EMA on multiple time frames and VWAP and pretty much patterns. So just a reminder to everyone, I trade these two patterns here that you see on the screen. They are the flag pattern. So the flag pattern has to go up, consolidate, and you create a base like a support, and then the support and resistance line, and then if that becomes support, you draw a flag line, and then you buy that flag line break, risking the prior low and then taking profits along the way. And then on the short side, it's the inverted cup and handle. So this is the same pattern I show over and over again. Is extension, you get a cup, a small handle, you short sell the cup break, and then your stop will be above that prior high, and then you take profits along the way. So good questions there, Detox Mingo. So, and then here I'll just show you. This is a big cup, small handle, break the cup line. So all these patterns come in many, different forms and shapes and size. So it's about screen time and recognition, and you'll be able to identify them in the as you get more experience. So here's where that cup break I shorted, and then I covered. So so when I short sell here, I'm putting my stop up here. So whatever you want to, so this isn't like the very best. I'm just getting like a 1-to-1 risk reward. But the tighter part is you could risk here. So that's like a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So this was a $30 win. It was just a quick little scalp on JFU. Next trade is ZKIN. So ZKIN was a $21 win. And as I mentioned earlier, this topic would be the importance of stop loss. Why? So you can see this is a decent pattern. Like I would take this pattern. I would say most of the time, right? But what happened? I didn't get the volume that I like on this breakout. So I bought this breakout, right? So it looks like this on screen. Nope, it's not showing. So I bought the breakout of this trend line break, this flag break, with my stop here at $99.80, and the breakout didn't follow with high volume. So I was aware of that. So what did I do? I just took whatever I had, right? So it actually broke. Let me zoom in here. It actually broke these highs here. You can see these highs were broken, but it didn't go much further. So what does that tell me? It tells me that buyers are not in control and there's lost momentum. So what did I do? I took off my shares there. I stop out, took my small win or break even or whatever. You can always exit and re-enter anytime. And what did the stock do? It went down. So don't be stubborn. If the plan doesn't work out the way you planned it, you can exit and re-enter. So that's ZKIN. AEZS. So you can see my losses are much smaller than my wins, and that's because I'm stopping out. So AEZS. So this one had a nice looking flag here. You got higher lows. And what did I do? I bought this 136 break, risking 135. So it was a penny risk. The only mistake I did here was I didn't take profits when it was up here. I was trying to get filled at 140, but there was this candle. So that happened in like a split second, and it didn't give me any chance to sell any shares like midway. And then I just took it off for pretty much break even, like $12 loss. So that was AEZS. I was actually up quite a bit here. So I had 3,000 shares. It went up 4 cents. I was up like $100. But didn't work out too well. No follow through momentum. And what did it do? It went down. So just stop out. You don't need to hold on to it. Next trade for a loss is DXF. So Detox, it's it's a little bit different than scalping. Scalping is like you're in and out maybe like few seconds. I I might go in and out a few seconds. But if the trend holds, I will hold it for much longer until the trend breaks. So DXF. So DXF, this was a loss, and okay, so this one was a little bit unfortunate, but I saw this inverted cup and handle, and I went a little too early. I was anticipating for this cup break, and then I got stopped out right here on this short, and it stopped me out. And a few moments later, it went down, retested the 30-minute CMA, and then I tried to attempt this bear flag break, and it didn't move too far, so it actually took it off pretty much break even there. So I attempted another flag break, hoping for a hourly test on the 90 EMA hourly. It actually kind of bounced and didn't go too far. So that is DXF. So my next trade was AMC. So AMC, okay, so here on the topic of importance of stop loss, okay? So 1441 was a very, very key area on AMC this morning. And I mentioned on stream that if this doesn't break, it's gonna run all these stops. So just imagine people are dip buying this, and where are those dip buying stopping at? Right below. Where are these people dip buying at? Stop below here. This dip buy below here. These dip buy below here. So I was actually long bias on AMC, but I was waiting patiently for this to break. So as it got tighter and tighter, you can see it's getting tighter and tighter. So this tightness, it has to break. If this doesn't break, all these people that are hoping for that break and buying for that break, they're gonna stop out. And what is that first stop? So the reason I bought here, I bought a little bit early, but I bought early knowing that my wrist is tight. So I'm stopping out at 134 right here, just right below this low. I bought here, anticipating for this break of 1441. Unfortunately, it didn't break, but I stopped out. Where did I stop out? Just right below this low. So I was probably the first one that stopped out, and because I understand that this stop here will trigger stops from here, which will trigger stops from here, and you're going to have a domino effect of stops. And what does that do to the stock? It crashes. It's going to trigger all these stops, and then the stock just goes down. So that's the the main value of using your stop loss, or understanding where most people will put their stop. If a breakout doesn't happen, then the breakout failed, then everyone is stopping out. Everyone's rushing the door to get their shares out. So I took a $34 loss, just a small loss. Had it broken higher, I would have added a few more shares, but this was just a starter size. But yeah, it's worth taking, small losses and move on. So that was AMC for a $34 loss. CCNC also kind of similar pattern. I was anticipating it's getting tight for this break here. You can see the little pennant or a symmetrical triangle. And what did it do? I stopped out just right below this low for a $50 loss. And the reason those those loss are important because they're at a level. I put it at a level that has reason. So a lot of people would stop at that reasonable level. And what happens when you have a lot of people putting that stop at that reasonable level? Then you have, the downside move. So you want to be, the first to stop out, yeah, maybe it can stop out and go back higher. But yeah, if it does go back higher, then I'm looking to buy here. I'm looking to buy when it shows me momentum on the upside. So that's CCNC, and that was another stop loss. But even though you can see that I have like 50% of the time I'm a loss, not successful, they're much smaller than my wins. So VUZI was my biggest winner, right? And that was a short, inverted cup and handle, shorted, cover. Had it kind of give some little bit more consolidation here, I probably would have short this bear flag and for the hourly test, but no further signal there. Yeah, so that is my daily recap, totaling for a $565 win for today, recovering my loss from yesterday. But you just got to move on, reset, refocus. But yeah, if you haven't done so, feel free to hit the subscribe and like button and leave a comment if you have any other topics to hear. But thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Still getting used to my buttons here.